Hi everyone, yasas que kalosirtate. Today I'm going to teach you how I make my fried chicken sandwich. It's crispy, juicy chicken with a shawarma sauce, which is what I like to use, but use your favorite sauce. A little bit of coleslaw salad, all in between brioche buns. It's to die for. It's so good and it's so easy to put together. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the sauce. And again, like I said, I'm making a shawarma sauce because I can put shawarma and tzatziki on literally anything. But you can use whatever your favorite sauce is on a chicken sandwich. If you like a combination of mayonnaise and barbecue sauce, which is really popular, by all means, go ahead and use that. So with the shawarma sauce, the exact measurements are going to be on the website. I'm eyeballing it here because I'm making a huge batch of it because we put it on everything, like I said. So you're going to use some yogurt, Greek yogurt, plain yogurt, anything will do. 1 or 2 grated garlic cloves, and a little bit of mayonnaise for richness. And then the juice of 1 or 2 lemons. This is going to brighten it up and freshen it up. And that's it, that's the sauce. I'm just gonna set it aside, wipe everything down. Now I'm gonna make the coleslaw salad. You can serve this inside the sandwich and on the side. So I like to buy already prepared coleslaw mix. It's basically a combination of purple and green cabbage and some carrots that have just been shredded. So the work has been done for you. I just like to buy it because it's convenient, just cuts the steps of slicing up a head of cabbage. But you can definitely do it yourself. You just get a big head of cabbage and you just shred it up, slice it really thin, put some carrot in there, and really that's all you need. You don't need this much, but I love this salad, so I'm making an extra batch. Okay, and for the dressing, you need about 1/3 cup of really good quality olive oil. And of course, I'm gonna use a little extra because I'm making a big batch. 1/3 cup of your favorite vinegar. I'm using red wine vinegar. You can use balsamic. You can even use a white vinegar. 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I don't have Dijon mustard, I just have plain yellow mustard. So my rule is always use what you've got. And this is gonna emulsify the dressing. And some Greek honey, about 2 tablespoons. It's gonna balance out all of the flavors by adding a little bit of sweetness. If your honey is really thick, you can put it in a bowl of really warm water, steaming hot water, until it, lightens up a little bit and melts a little bit. When it's cold in the house, in the colder months, or if the AC is set really low, then honey does tend to thicken a little more. You really just have to whisk it really well with the liquids and it'll break up. But if you put it in some warm water, the whole jar, it'll be easier to incorporate. Okay, then that's it. You just pour the dressing over the salad. And I like to do this before I start making the chicken because it tenderizes the cabbage. Cabbage does tend to be a little bit, tougher. So it breaks it down a little bit of salt, and then just toss everything all together. And that's it. You have fresh coleslaw salad without the mayo. And I like to serve this, like I said, in sandwiches. Even when I make a fish sandwich, a batter fried fish sandwich, I like to put this in there. In chicken sandwiches. And of course, I like to serve it with main courses just as a side salad because it's so good. Perfect. Salad is done. Okay, now let's prep the chicken. I have 4 chicken cutlets that I bought at the supermarket. You can buy them already cut into cutlets, which I'm going to do right now. They're very easy to turn into cutlets, as you will see. So I'm just going to use another cutting board so I don't contaminate the wooden cutting board. And you basically just start from the thickest part of the chicken and you cut it in half. You split it into 2 pieces, as equal as you can get them. And that's it. Now, technically, you would pound these out a little bit, but I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just gonna skip that step. They're gonna be a little bit on the thicker side, which just means they'll be a little juicier. Okay, so now we're gonna season the chicken cutlets with salt and pepper. Now, if you want these to be extra tender, This is a step that I'm not going to do today because I don't have the time for it. But if you know that you're making this for a dinner, for your family, and you want to be better prepared, you can make a nice buttermilk mixture. So just basically in a big bowl, pour buttermilk in there, season it with some garlic, salt, pepper, whatever your favorite herbs are, oregano, thyme, and then put the chicken cutlets in there overnight and refrigerate them. So put the whole thing in the refrigerator. The chicken will be so tender and juicy and full of flavor that you will not believe. So that's a trick if you wanna take that step. It's totally worth it. Make sure you season both sides. And then dredge it in all-purpose flour. This is gonna dry it up, and it's gonna help the panko breadcrumbs stick. Okay, the chicken is ready. Now we're gonna move on to the next step. I'm gonna crack 2 eggs into this pie plate. I like to use a nice shallow baking dish to do this step. It doesn't have to be a pie plate. It could be just any kind of baking dish that's shallow. Season with a little pinch of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Just break the eggs up. And just maybe a 1/4 cup of milk. Okay, that part is done. And now the breadcrumb mixture. You're gonna need about 2 or 3 cups of Panko breadcrumbs. These are unseasoned because we are going to add our own seasoning to them. I'm gonna add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of garlic powder, a little bit of salt, maybe a teaspoon or so, some black pepper. You could use dried thyme or oregano, 2 to 3 teaspoons. I'm using thyme today. And because I want to make them slightly spicy, I'm going to use a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can leave it out, and you can use some crushed red pepper flakes instead. And then this is basically the recipe that I use without the cayenne pepper for my chicken cutlet parmesan, except I add about a handful of shredded Parmesan cheese to this. I'm gonna leave the Parmesan cheese out today, but you can add some cheese to this if you want. It's gonna make it a little more savory. And that's it. I'm waiting for my oil to come to temperature. I have some olive oil that's heating over medium-high heat in a cast iron skillet. And once that's nice and hot, we're gonna fry these. So once the oil reaches its temperature, you want it to get to about 350 to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Shake off the excess flour on the chicken. Then you're gonna dip it into the egg wash on both sides and then into the breadcrumbs. And we're gonna do about 3 pieces at a time so that way the temperature of the oil doesn't drop. You don't wanna have soggy chicken breasts. And get the chicken coated on both sides and into the hot oil it goes. Now, if you want to bake this in the oven, you can definitely do that. It's not gonna be as good as frying it. Just preheat the oven to about 375 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Put the chicken on a baking tray, but it's better to put it on a cooling rack, like a cookie cooling rack, and then let it bake in there 10 minutes on each side. It's gonna take between 17 to 20 minutes. The internal temperature should be 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how you know the chicken is ready. You might be able to also do this in the air fryer. I have never tested that method. If you've made this in the air fryer, let me know in the comment section down below what temperature and for how long, and if you have any tips and tricks. But this is the best way to do it. If you're gonna eat a fried chicken sandwich, make it fried. So you're just gonna wanna fry the chicken about 3 to 4 minutes per side until it's nice and golden all around over medium-high heat. You don't want the temperature to be too hot where it burns the outside and then the inside of the chicken isn't gonna be fully cooked. All right, so the chicken cutlets took about actually 4 minutes on each side because they were a little bit on the thicker side. If you're making a big batch and you're serving them right away, you can keep the oven preheated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And as they're being fried, you can put them on a baking pan, keep them in the oven so they can stay nice and warm. Or what you can do if you have an air fryer, before making the sandwiches, you can lightly warm them in the air fryer for a minute or two so they can get a little extra crispy. And then when you put them on the bun over the cheese, if you're using cheese, then the cheese will get nice and melty and just the way it's supposed to be. So the way I like to serve them, I like to toast brioche buns either in the oven or in an air fryer until they're nice and warm and toasted. Then I like to put a slice of cheddar cheese or provolone cheese. You can use mozzarella, whatever your favorite cheese in, a slice of that on the bottom of the bun. Then put the chicken on top of that. Then I like to put lots of the shawarma sauce on top of the chicken with pickles. If you like pickles, add them. If you don't, leave them out. I also like to add pickled onions. I usually have them in my refrigerator because I like the combination of the creamy and the briny and then the sweetness from the salad. Speaking of which, I like to put a nice big dollop or big spoonful, I guess, of the cabbage salad that I made on top of that, and then the top bun, and it's ready to serve. You could even put a little bit more of the sauce on top of the salad too, just to make it extra creamy. It's up to you, but I'm over here drooling. Cannot wait to take a bite. It's like an explosion of flavor. The chicken is crispy and then juicy still in the center. I love the pickles and the cabbage. The cabbage, like I said, is slightly sweet. Let me know how you're making it in the comment section down below, but you definitely should make it. The exact measurements and the recipe, the printed recipe, is available on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Make this. Again, if you have any more recipe requests, post them down below. Stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing my batter fried fish sandwich, my codfish sandwich, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us.